is going on, people of Earth? My name is Chilly Dilly. Welcome back to another story time. I know it's been quite a while since we've done a story time. Over a month. I usually try to do one a month. I have just been so busy. And with 420 coming up, I'm definitely going to be a lot more busy this month, planning the video, just doing a lot of different stuff. And you know, I actually realized I've never made a story time about my favorite 420. And if you go back on some of the old 420 videos or whatever, if you want to, I have talked about this story a little bit, but I've never actually sat and talked about the whole story, man. And honestly though, I couldn't even do these kinds of videos because obviously YouTube does not like cannabis content. They do not want to push them, or these kinds of channels can't be monetized. So honestly, I couldn't do it without you guys and then amazing sponsors like JK Distro for being the sponsor of today's video, man. Shout out to them. You know we're going to be smoking some of their flower. I've been using their new purple label box, or Bud Tenders hot box, that's like fucking $500 top shelf flower. Super fire. But super expensive. Cheers. Today we're going to be talking about my favorite 420 experience. This of course starts off with a young Chilly Dilly. I was 18 at the time. I know indefinitely I was 18 for this story time. Sorry, had to keep the joint lit, man. It was already almost going out. Senior year of high school, literally a month before I graduate because it's 420. Of course, you know I'm fucking skipping school. You know I'm hanging with the homies doing degenerate things, right? We had already planned for this day, for the whole week. Me and my homie Wesley that I've talked about, because me and him literally lived together at the time as seniors. But anyway, so we had already planned that we would get like a half ounce, maybe it was an ounce. It was probably a half ounce. We didn't have that much money, right? And so we got the half ounce, skipped school, and our boy DJ, who I've also talked about, he was out of school. He was a year older than us, and he worked a regular job like at a call center or something. And yeah, so I think we were just waiting for him to get off work, and we were going to go over to his crib, which was across from the school. So that always worked out, you know what I mean? So like me, I just didn't even go to school, but I'm pretty sure Wesley went to like a couple classes and then left. And then we all met at DJ's at like, I want to say 11, 12 is maybe when he got off work. Doesn't matter. Another homie came in. I can't even remember his name. We'll just call him Jordan because maybe that's what it was. I don't know. We had only hung out with him a couple times, and he was one of those homies that every time we hung out and every time we smoked too much, or really just smoked at all, dude would get fucking rather really paranoid or he'd just pass out. You always have those homies that'll like smoke a bunch and then literally just pass out right where they are. And I mean, I'm not hating. Hey, if that's maybe what you need for a little extra crutch to go to sleep, maybe you didn't get enough sleep last night. I don't know. I'm not going to judge you, right? I don't really care about that. If you start getting super paranoid around me, I will get pretty annoyed about that. I mean, of course, I'm not going to be like, oh, bro, shut the fuck up. I'd be like, bro, you just got to calm down. But, you know, I definitely don't like people that get super paranoid. They're like, oh, we're cops out or whatever. You know what I mean? It's like, bro, it's just fucking weed. We're fucking teenagers. Like, nobody cares, right? But they do. Don't take that actually as advice because people do care and you will get caught. Anyway, though, so we had rolled 10 blunts that we were all going to face, the four of us. Out of the 14, I want to say a half zip. We still had some, obviously. That other dude, the Jordan dude, did not throw in. DJ did throw in, so we didn't use all of our 14 Gs, but we had like 10 blunts rolled up, and yes, they were blunts, right? That was my big blunt era. Pretty much from like 18 to 20, I was just exclusively smoking blunts because I didn't know how to roll joints yet. Or maybe it was like 18 to 19. I don't know. It doesn't matter, right? So we're smoking all these blunts, playing baseball, which is like, you know, you take a couple hits, give it to the next homie, they hold it, or you hold it till it comes back to you. Playing dumb games, listening to music, definitely listening to like Wiz Khalifa, listening to fucking Chief Keef, definitely listening to fucking Mac Miller, all kinds of, I think Lil Wayne too. I don't know why, but like all my homies liked Lil Wayne a lot. I mean, of course I like Lil Wayne, but I don't know. I was definitely more of like a Wiz Khalifa, Mac Miller, chill kind of vibe music. Like, of course, Lil Wayne's pretty chill, but it's also like pretty. It doesn't matter. We're getting off topic. So anyway, we're just sitting there listening to music, chilling, smoking these 10 blunts. And yes, we are gonna smoke all 10 of these. Don't worry. So, describe Jordan. He was, I think he like played football. We always somehow ended up having homies that like played football and were like more popular, but you know, I would not say at all that I was popular. I moved high school so much that I never even had time really to make friends or groups or whatever. Like Wesley was really my only friend and he knew everybody. But anyway, so he came over and he was definitely just pretty much mooching, smoking all these blunts. We get to like blunt 6 or 7, and bro started to get like a little paranoid, being like, bro, because we had been smoking these on DJ's balcony in this apartment that I used to live in, and not his, but like in that complex. And we were like, bro, it's fucking good. Like, nobody around here cares. If anything, we're lucky people haven't come up and been like, oh, bro, let me hit that or whatever. So he starts getting paranoid, and then like 20 minutes later, bro, just completely gets so tired. And then he goes into DJ's mom's room and passes out, which is really crazy, right? Like, first of all, why would you even do that? I don't understand why you would do that, right? Because she wasn't there, and she was definitely a woman that would scorn you if you did something like that. So we didn't even think anything of it. And then we smoked the rest of the blunt, and we're like, fuck, bro, we're so baked. And then we're just chilling out there. I probably smoked a cigarette or something nasty. And we're just chilling out there, talking still, playing music, whatever. DJ's mom comes home, right? And she literally comes out to the balcony, sees all the blunt roaches, is like, what are y'all doing? Like, the whole neighborhood smells like weed. Why is this kid on my fucking bed passed out? So we were like, oh shit, we forgot. And DJ's like, oh my God, because DJ doesn't even really know him. You know, we were all technically 18, so like, I know it wasn't a big deal, but to her, she did see us just being so young. She was like, y'all need to get the fuck out of here if you're gonna be sitting here smoking all this weed. And so we go and wake that guy up. So we go and wake Jordan up. So it had been, I kind of left this out, but it had been like a couple hours that he had been passed out. And we wake him up, and he is like beyond blazed, bro. Like, his eyes are barely opening, like the whole 9 yards, you know what I'm saying? And he looks at us and he's like, bro, what time is it? And it was like probably 5 or 6, maybe, I'm not sure, right? I couldn't even tell you, right? He's like, oh fuck, bro, I'm late for work, like hours late. So he calls in, and he's like, he literally calls in, he's like, bro, I'm so fucking like all this shit. It is so funny. And then he's like, yo, you guys gotta drive me home because you guys got me too baked. What, brother? What? I don't know how, but I have found myself in that situation so many times, or more times than I would like to admit, of getting somebody baked or being with somebody that they get too baked and they're like, I can't drive, you gotta take me home or something because I'm freaking out. And I'm like, bro, it hasn't happened because I'm a grown adult now, but when I was younger, it definitely happened a lot. So I'm like, what the fuck? But I didn't really care because Wesley usually was the one that drove because I fucking hated driving. I just moved to this big city. I hadn't even been there a year. He knew where to go, like all the cool spots. So the homie was always driving, you know what I mean? So Wesley is taking me, Jordan, DJ, to Jordan's house, and this is still 420. We're all so baked. It's a beautiful fucking South Carolina day, of course, so it's already like hot. We're feeling great. Still have some weed. Things are looking great, right? And so then Jordan, we didn't know him. Like I said, we didn't even know him. Well, it turns out he's pretty fucking rich, and his parents didn't even care that he smoked weed. That's why he called it work, right? So we get to his house, which is crazy, like just a fucking mansion, and I'm like, bro, at what point were you gonna tell us, you know, like this situation? And he was like, oh yeah, I guess I didn't even really think about it, whatever, you know, rich kid shit, essentially. Which I'm not hating, but I was like really surprised. His parents literally like bought him bongs and all this crazy shit at the time, and he did have a bunch of weed. So now we're going out in the back patio because nobody's there, like his parents aren't there, whatever. So it's me, DJ, Wesley, and Jordan on the back patio now, just ripping all these weird bongs. Like, some of them looked like they could have actually been used for flowers, like a real vase or a boss or whatever the fuck you say. But I don't know. I don't really think it was. I think they were just like very intricate, very expensive bongs. And I was like, bro, why doesn't your parents care? And I guess like he said his parents smoked. And anyway, so we sat there now for another couple hours rolling blunts, smoking bongs in this fucking rich kid's backyard, essentially. And, yeah, literally just had a great time. And then after that, I think we probably left a couple hours after that. And then definitely went to go get probably Chick-fil-A or some kind of food, right? I definitely remember back then, like, it was a lot easier to get, like, a free side or a free burger or free something. Like, you could always figure out some free coupon. Because, hey, bro, when you're young, you ain't got a lot of money usually. But after that, bro, that was just like a great day. One of my greatest 420s because it was just driving around with the homies, getting super baked, man. Meeting somebody new, essentially, and then going back to their place and then smoking more and having a cool-ass, chill-ass vibe. Because to me, for a cool experience, it's got to be chill with the homies, and it's got to be a cool location, bro. I'm big about smoking in cool locations. You might be wondering why I'm wearing a different shirt. Well, literally while I was finishing up saying that I really only like to smoke, or it just makes it a perfect smoke sesh, when it's usually like with the homies and you gotta have a nice scenery. Well, the camera died, all my batteries were died, and then we went under like tornado watch and all this shit, so it's the next day. So I'm just here to finish up the last little bit of the story time. So yeah, that was pretty much it. I literally can't believe I just didn't finish the end. I was editing it and being like, I was like, what the fuck, bro? But yeah, we just chilled, probably went and got some free food, did whatever the rest of the night, got so stoned that, you know, probably slept like a baby. You know when you just get so stoned that it's damn near like blacking out when you're drinking, if you ask me. Like, it's damn near the same because you wake up and you feel so groggy and so weird. It's like a weed hangover. I really only get that when I smoke like a lot, obviously. But yeah, that was my favorite 420 story so far, obviously. Most of the time as an adult, of course, you know, you're usually smoking, but you're probably at that time working a job and doing other life stuff. So yeah, 420 is still cool. I still love 420. I love it more now because of my job being YouTube and being, you know, weed content. But, you know, even before the channel, like, the last couple of years, I didn't do much. Didn't really spend it with anybody. That was definitely one of the last ones. Spent it with the homies before becoming an adult and having to do, like, a bunch of adult shit. But yeah, if you enjoy the End Bump, you can send your own to chillydillyendbumps@gmail.com. Much love. Peace.